Well, hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rewind Friday.
Rewind Friday.
Hey, what happened?
And on this week's episode, we're taking a look at the game for the PlayStation 1, Resident Evil Survivor. Resident Evil Survivor came out in January 27, 2000. 2 years after Resident Evil 2 came out for the original PlayStation. And it's produced by Capcom. This was actually the first-person shooter Resident Evil game. I know Resident Evil 7 just came out. Everyone's hyped to play it. It's in first person, so it's a little bit different. I figured I'd take it back to the roots and see how they did on their first-person game. So let's get into it. Box art and description. Well, looking at the cover, it's got the title, nice and bold there, Resident Evil Survivor. It's got an unknown character that we've never seen before and some type of zombie in the corner. Kind of creepy. Now in the back, we're treated to 3 cool screenshots. Shows your ammunition there, a couple zombies that you're shooting, a really gross, creepy spider. Oh man. Let's see what it says. Experience Resident Evil in the first perspective. Surprise elements and hidden secrets parallel the Resident Evil story. First there was Raccoon City, but unknown to the rest of the world, another town is also mutating into a chaotic nightmare from the deadly T virus. Attempting to flee the carnage, a solitary helicopter loses control and crash lands in the heart of the chaos. As one lone survivor comes to, the sound of screaming and other monstrous sounds surround him. Dazed and unsure where he is or why he's there, he embarks on a nightmarish adventure where cunning and quick reflexes are key to survival. The only game of its kind. Well, looking at the box art and description, I give it a score of 4. On to the gameplay. Now, unlike the other 2 Resident Evils that came out prior to it, this one is in first person. And it's kind of like a shooter. Not like a rail shooter, but you still move around slowly in first person and shooting zombies. Now, I'm not sure why the graphics look so bad from compared to Resident Evil 2 that came out 2 years prior. I don't know if it was a different company that got put on this, but it definitely took a step down in graphics. One big feature for gameplay that might be a turnoff for someone is there's no save feature. At least not until you beat the game. That's right, you have to go through the entire game and then you can save it. And it actually lets you keep all your weapons that you found and everything like that. First time I went through it, it took me about an hour, 45 minutes to complete it. So it's definitely doable in one sitting in a few hours. I played on easy mode and went right through it, and now I can go back if I want and increase the difficulty. So for gameplay, I give it a rating of 3 stars. On to replayability. Well, this game you can beat in one sitting, but like I said, when you beat it, you can save it and keep all the items and weapons that you found. So that's awesome for replayability. You can now go back and choose different paths, and you can have some of the upgraded weapons early on in the game, helping you get through it quicker. And this way you can see if you can get better rankings and a faster completion time. So playing it for a weekend, I actually think it's pretty good because you can beat it on the first night that you get it, and then the next day come back to it and play it again a little bit, and on the third day just blow right through it and have a good time because you're going to have plenty of weapons and items. So for replayability score, I give it 5 stars. Overall enjoyment of the game. While it doesn't look like the best Resident Evil game visually with the graphics and everything, it still plays pretty fun. I had a good time playing it, and like I said, you'll be renting it for the weekend, and it definitely kept my interest for the weekend. Beating it in the first sitting and letting you save and keep all your items is a big plus to when you want to go back and play it again. So I think it's pretty enjoyable. Yeah, it could have looked a lot better and played a little bit better, maybe had some different characters and all that, but it's okay for what it is. So for overall enjoyment rating, I give it 3 stars. So the final score for Resident Evil Survivor is 15 points. Would we rent it for the weekend? Yes, and we had a great time. You could pick up a loose copy of Resident Evil Survivor for around $15 and a complete copy for $28. Be sure to check out my episode of Russ's Retro Reads where I take a look at the GameCube manual for the remake of Resident Evil. If you guys have any suggestions of games that I should rent for the weekend, leave them in the comments down below. And be sure to follow me on social media. If you guys aren't already following me on my Facebook page, be sure to head over to facebook.com/RussLyman YouTube and give my page a like. And as always guys, I'm RussLyman, and I will see you next weekend.